guys, I'm Nicole and I'm here today to talk to you about why I gave up ink in watercolor and why it might be a good option for you. So I initially can't remember exactly when I started ink. I believe it was with a professor in my college. He did ink and he was really into it. We had like a really cool pen and one of those long ones, like old school, I think fine tip pens. And the effect was amazing. And then I also have a current instructor who does watercolor and ink as well, mostly architecture. And in fact, almost all the teachers I can think of, all the artists that I like, a lot of them use ink. It's like a very popular medium. Ink and watercolor goes together. So I'm not here to say that giving up ink will be right for you. I just want to talk about my experience and how it has improved my artwork, at least from my opinion, and why I would not suggest beginners start out with watercolor and ink. So ink is like really easy to use because it creates definition really fast. So instantaneously, you don't have to put a lot of work into light or values or shadow. You literally just have to outline your subject and boom, your artwork has definitely more definition to it and easy to conceptualize. And also very fast. It's a fast medium that allows you to finish a piece of artwork very quickly. And in fact, watercolor kind of takes a backstage compared to ink. So if you think about it, you could just draw anything with ink and literally just apply a little bit of watercolor, maybe one wash, one layer of wash, and you can say that your artwork is finished. But let's say you remove the ink. How is that artwork going to look? It's going to be a complete disaster. You don't have any sense of value or shadow or light happening because the ink does all that for you. I had been doing ink and watercolor for, I want to say, a good couple of years, and I didn't really have a concept of when to use ink and when not to use ink. I just kind of used it willy-nilly. And I would say that I got to a point in my watercolors that things started to feel stiff, even though everyone said that they loved my artwork, my ink artwork. I started to feel that a lot of my artwork felt stiff, confined, and rigid. On top of that, if you had asked me to paint something without ink, I would be stuck. I would be lost. So you gave me a blank piece of paper and you asked me to paint something without ink. I didn't know where to start. I felt frozen. On top of that, I would see some other friends who did watercolor without ink, and their work was outstanding. It just had a higher quality of fine art that I wanted to achieve. And I didn't know how to get there. So although my watercolor ink is really nice, I felt that I had plateaued. And it has not been easy. It's been about 4 months now that I decided to give up ink. And there's been a lot of challenges. It hasn't been easy at all. But it has forced me to face challenges that I would never have experienced if I continued with ink. So now when I do a painting, I have to think about the values a lot. I have to think about leaving the white space and how I can ensure that my shadow or my darkest values do the work in order to make this piece complete, look finished. And there's lots of times where my colors end up looking muddy, or it's missing some kind of value work. It's not enough dark shadow or darkness or core shadow happening, which makes the piece look flat. Or I fail to keep the white together and now there's no sense of light or shadow because of that. So right now I'm still really struggling with this piece, but I think that even though I'm struggling with it a lot, I've developed some pieces that I'm extremely proud of, that I would say have more of an atmospheric tone to it and more of a mood. It also has more of a fine art, a feeling to these pieces, which is what I've been aiming for, and less of a cartoon illustrative look. Because I always used ink, I didn't really develop a good sense of values. We have foreshadow, we have highlights, we have mid-tone values, and that now that I've removed it, it forces you to learn those values, which values are sometimes the most important piece of the entire artwork. So this is why I prefer to not use ink, and why I will probably not use ink again for a long time. I just think that using ink can hinder your ability to understand values, and also doesn't give you a chance to learn the watercolor as much as you could. I'd love to know in the comments if you plan to continue using ink. How do you like ink? How do you like watercolor only? Let me know your experience with watercolor.